Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, there's a program that connects impaired drivers with local help, and it's called Operation New Beginnings. And here to help us understand that is Nan Ferrelia from Mental Health and Recovery Health Services Board, and actually Captain Chris Kinn from the Ohio State Highway Patrol. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, so this is an interesting program. I think a very beneficial program, but let's talk about it. Explain.
Yep.
Sure. So we looked at the numbers, and last year in the state of Ohio, 37% of the people that were arrested for impaired drivers were repeat offenders. So how do we reduce that? Well, we sought to work with local behavioral health specialists, such as Dan and his team, and try to get those people help rather than just arrest our way out of the problem. When the arrest is made, we refer them to get substance abuse, behavioral health, mental health assistance that can hopefully reduce that repeat offending.
Yeah, so this has been kind of spreading amongst different communities, right? So it's expanded.
Definitely. So we started this program in March of 2023 with 11 counties, and right now we're up to 73 counties in the state of Ohio. 73 of Ohio's 88 counties are participating in this program, and Allen is one of those counties.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if somebody gets arrested, do they automatically get hooked up with a social worker of some sort, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we took the program and we individualized it. We've learned what other counties are doing, and I believe we came on board in August of 24. And for our Tri-County area, we received the referral. We then have a third-party, non-biased treatment provider do some outreach. Just call you, let you know when you can get into services, how you can access services, and that's the beauty behind the program. You know, we want to make sure people know how they can get help, when they can get help, and this was also, you know, it also creates a great partnership. You're working with folks, you're working with different systems, and you can never touch enough people in the community.
Yeah, so, and this is a voluntary program, right? You're not forced into it, right?
Well, that's correct. Yeah, we are doing outreach, and believe me, some people don't want to hear it. Some people, but we also have great success stories that a person said, you know, after the trauma of an arrest for an impaired driving, maybe you made a mistake or something. A week later, you get a warm text, call, or receive something in the mail. You're of clearer mind, and you can look at it and say, you know what, that makes some sense. Maybe there is somebody I can talk to. And yes, right now this is completely voluntary. Here's the information. You do what you want with it, and hopefully, you know, it makes some sense in the end for you.
Yeah. So the connection it makes sense. You know, you were saying that most of the impaired drivers were repeat offenders, right? So you want to make sure that, you know, they're not going to become repeat offenders. And if there is a problem that Mental Health and Recovery Services Board can help with, they will. You know, so this is such a good collaboration between the two entities. So if you found that there's been quite a few success stories come out of this?
Well, I know we have. In a very short time, I think a little over a year now, there's several situations that, you know, the Mental Health Board doesn't provide the services. Our job is to make sure people can access services and educate the community. And with the number of referrals, and I don't have that number in front of me, we have had several of our behavioral health providers say, hey, this person got referred to us by Operation New Beginnings. Some people are saying, what in the world is that? Others are saying, let me explain this great success story. And it could be somebody got in counseling, you know, got a diagnosis that was untreated, or even a family member that assisted and say, hey, I'm going to come along with you during this journey because, you know, some help's needed.
Yeah. So are there any misconceptions about the program? Like, I'm guessing some people think, well, if I do this program, I talked about this before, then the charges will be erased completely, but that's not the case.
No, it's not. This is something that's completely independent of the criminal offense. It's really just something kind of pointing people to what services are available and to take advantage of those services. And we know that when people engage in treatment, they're less likely to reoffend. And that's what our goal is to get people in treatment, get them the help they need for the duration of time they need it, and then hopefully we're not going to see them again out there driving a vehicle impaired. That puts all of our lives at risk. One thing that's really important to note is more than half of our fatal crashes in the state of Ohio every year involve an impaired driver. So if we're gonna make some difference, and we're gonna make a difference in those fatal crashes, it just seems like that impaired driving is probably that one of the best avenues avenues to pursue.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And just like Captain Kinn was saying, that, we're also working together as two systems, if you will, coming together and allowing people to see that they have quarterly meetings where we can learn from other counties what they're doing. I find that very valuable because everybody individualizes it on their own, whether they call, they text, they knock on your door, but all with the same intent of how can you get it in people's hands that need the help.
Congratulations on getting this together. So well done.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having us.
All right, well, don't go away because medical news is coming up next.